You're navigating the galaxy, and you come across a distress signal originating from a nearby, recently discovered planet dubbed Titan X. It's known that a large group of planetary resource explorers ventured off onto the planet to discover whatever materials Titan X had to offer. However, it's been 2 months of silence, and there have been no updates from the crew. Realizing that you're the only ship within distance, you turn on your navigation and head towards Titan. Hello everybody, I'm Trimbark Tree and welcome to Sandustry. Today we're starting a new Let's Play on the Titan X map. This is a new modded map and we are going to build a giant factory. And full disclosure here, I do have some mods set up. So I have the jetpack mod. I turned down the speed on the jetpack mod, but I don't want to waste your time and you don't want your time wasted. But let's talk about what our plans are and what we're going to do. So we need to take a look at the research tree. We need to get down about here. Logistics is $50, guns is $500, and then we need a whole bunch of money to unlock some stuff down here. But we really need to get guns unlocked. So what we need to do is build a tiny little factory to get us $550, and then we can move on. But first let's explore the map a little bit. There's some, this looks like a vent of some sort. And let's fly up here. Okay, we got this. It looks like we have a very large area to work with. Oh, here's a big mountain. Okay. This appears to be some sort of cone shape. And then there's even more space over here. And it looks like there's a lot of free fluxite available on the map. That's going to be super useful. But it looks like we're going to have to start our factory down by this little pond here so that we can at least get some launchers and keep moving on. I do have another mod I forgot to mention called Darkless Mine, and that's just going to make it a little bit easier for us to see what's going on inside the mines. So let's start digging. Let's build our first $550 factory, and I hope you guys enjoy this while we go along. I'm just gonna dig a little bit. You know, I don't hate the idea of just making ourselves a bigger pond here, so why don't we just start digging out the edges, let the water mix itself. There we go. And then I need to clear up my hotbar as well, get that set up. Okay. There we go. That's probably enough sand to get us $50. So let's check out our hotbar here. I'm gonna set block on 9, collector on 8, and I'm still happy with that stuff. Oh, and shaker's preset on 3. So let's see, we're going to build ourselves a tiny little temporary factory here, and then we can move on later. We're going to go like this. This will be for slag. And I don't think I've built a single one of these that I didn't regret right away, but this is going to be perfect. Okay, and then we'll just throw some collectors in here. Bam, good enough. Alright, let's start tossing sand. So if you guys have never played before, I think this is a great video series for you to start with, because we're going to go through everything. My plan is to explore the entire map. There's a lot to explore. And we're going to try and mine out as much of the sand as we possibly can. This is a 2x map, meaning that the dimensions are 2 times larger than the original default map, which if you do the math means that this map is actually 4 times the size of a regular map, and that means that we should be able to end up with maybe 150, 200,000 gold. If our sanity can last that long, we'll see. Oh, we're already up, and we can unlock our first research. This would be logistics. Unlock conveyor belts and launchers. Beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and build a little conveyor belt here, launcher here, to go here. Get rid of that. I always like to put conveyor belts right there on the top of these walls so nothing gets stuck here. It pushes down, and I already have to rearrange. I have a very specific way I like my hotbar, and it's not the right way. There is no right way, but this is just how I ended up doing things. And so now we're at $43. We need to get up to 500, and then we can start worrying about everything else. So I actually think I'm going to build a launcher up here, and I'm going to build some launchers like that, and yeah, we'll go like this. And this will kind of maybe slow drip some sand. I think once this water is gone, we're sort of out of luck as far as water up here goes. But if we do a little bit of exploring and go down here, we can see there's a lot more fluxite. There's a huge pond of water here. And it looks like there's some crackstone at the bottom. But if you didn't know, we need we need the rocket launcher to unlock the crackstone. Somewhere in this, I mean, this is a massive map. Somewhere, there's going to be a way to get down to the bottom of the mine. Oh, I don't want that. In fact, now that I think about it, while we're waiting for our money to click up there a little bit, I'm going to use a little trick some people use, and use some collector blocks right here to create a wall. And that way, if anything does fall in the pit, it's just going to stop right there. It won't fall all the way to the bottom. And yeah, I don't know. It doesn't hurt. It never hurts to do that, and I will probably feel sad if I didn't do it. So let's see, how's this going? The sand's moving along pretty well. We're not getting any dry sand in there, but it looks like we can start mining out some more. Okay. Well, then let's bust out the shovel and keep digging. Alright. I gotta say, I really love the jetpack mod. It's like, I like the progression of the jetpack normally, but this is such a big map. I don't want to waste my time or your time. But also, Lanto, the developer of this game, it's a solo dev, which is incredible. He has said that he heard our feedback, and the very first thing he's doing in the next version of Sandustry is boosting up the speed significantly for everyone, which makes me happy to hear, because, our time is sort of valuable, and I don't think being super slow adds anything to the game. So, alright, I can get rid of these. They're not doing any good for us. And let's see, we're up to 270. So, probably wouldn't hurt to go like this. And while I'm at it, I can work on just cleaning up some sand here. We can just slowly start moving it over for ourselves. If you've never played the game before, this is your first time watching, what we have here is dry sand. And in order to process the sand on these shakers here, you have to get it wet. So I'm getting the sand wet so that we can move it up these launchers onto these conveyor belts, and we can throw it up onto this shaker here. This is just super basic. There we go. I added a little wall. I think that's going to help keep the dirt from shooting so far. We'll get a little bit more space here for the shakers to move. Okay, and here I built a conveyor belt, but as you can see, there's already stuff here. So what I need to do is take my grabber and move it, and as I move it, these things will automatically build. Whenever you're building a big storage container like this, I highly recommend putting a conveyor belt because you don't regret it, and you never know if you might need it for something. I don't plan on keeping this particular version of our factory around for very long, but I always say that. And you know how that goes. Oh, okay. Looks like we're really close, but we don't quite have the 500 yet. So let's launch some of this stuff. Keep it moving out. I mean, there is plenty of wet sand down there, but okay, there we go. We've got guns unlocked. So let's go ahead. We're gonna unlock guns. Beautiful. And now the next thing we want is filters and flamethrower. So we need another 350, and then after those two, we need the kinetic slag press to process the slag after we've burnt it. I think we have enough water here, enough sand here that we can make all this happen without moving our factory. And then once we do that and we've unlocked everything, I think it's time to move on, start digging deep, start digging greedy, and build a better factory. Let's see. All right. This is great. Love it. Let's go ahead and build some more launchers. And this is pretty chaotic, I know, but it's fun. It's okay. It doesn't have to be efficient. Add that little one might help, and this can help. Putting a diagonal right into the launcher does tend to help it get a little bit more throughput, but it appears nothing is going up right now. Okay, well, you know what? I don't think it would hurt to just do this. It's okay. I'm just trying to get money as fast as possible. As long as most of it makes it onto this conveyor belt, it's fine. Because again, this is not my long-term plan. And while we're watching that happen, I can manually move some sand. Not against manual labor. There we go. It's okay. This is ugly and I know it, but this is just part of the process. Trust the process. If you guys are interested in playing this map yourself, all you need to do is go onto the Sandustry Discord. There is a forum called Mods, and there's a bunch of custom maps out, and there are some really fun mods, some very interesting mods, so I highly encourage all you guys to check that out. It looks like a little bit of dry sand is making it up here, but that's alright. Okay. We're at 277. Let's check the research tab again. Okay, $100. Unlocks filters that work like conveyor belts but allow certain elements to pass through. We will definitely get that. And then we just need a little bit more cash to unlock the flamethrower. Once we do, we can burn all this stuff down. But maybe we can spend this time while that's making its way over there. Let's see if we can figure out where we want our factory. I mean, this area is not bad, but it's probably not quite big enough for everything that we're gonna be bringing through. And let's see, I think you can fly pretty high. Yeah. Oh, there's a big thing in the sky. Let's check this out. I wonder if I can fly high enough to get to the top here. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool, my jetpack can make it there. Okay. And Okay, so there's a ton of space here. Let's see where I come down here, because this might be a good place to... Ah, interesting. Pretty much right here. Well then I think we should start planning our big old factory, and this is going to be our launch. And I think that's high enough. That's going to slowly build. I love that sound. Okay. And we're just going to plan for 3 launchers, although I struggle building a factory that can handle that much, but we'll just go ahead and plan that right now. There we go. And we have more than enough, so let's go ahead and unlock our flamethrower. And while I'm at it, let's rearrange everything. Putting the gun there, flamethrower there. And I am pretty much done with the shovel. I much prefer the gun after we get some upgrades unlocked for it. So, you know what, while this is still cooking, we should go get some of that fluxite that we saw. And get a little bit more money out of this. It looks like our starter water is almost gone. So pretty soon we're gonna have to start dealing with getting water from down below or trying to find a source of more water from inside the mine. We'll see. Okay, so here's some fluxite. If you didn't know, this pink stuff is fluxite, and you can see that number on the top left is going up. Whoops. And what this is it's used for upgrading your tools and weapons. And let's see, I'll show you right now. We have some upgrades. These are for tools, and here's for the weapons. What I really want is this, the triple burst, and then to increase my gun speed. Once you do that, it makes mining the map out significantly faster and more exciting. So we're gonna try and get 500 by any means necessary, or well, really like 1500 if we can. And up here we have something interesting. This green stuff is spore soil, and it's dropping spores. Spores are what you use to plant amethyst flowers, and so normally that comes as a later part of your factory, but there's some on the starting location of this map, so it's once we get that unlocked, we'll already have some spores made that we can go ahead and use. Let's see, we're at 400. We're getting close. Okay. Yeah, and everything's getting caught down here, so I'm already glad that I put that there. Now the gun by itself, before you upgrade it, is not as fast as the shovel, but that's okay. Just leaving little pock marks on the landscape here. Let's go fly back over this mountain here and see if there's any more fluxite laying around. I think we saw some. Yes, there is some. Okay. I wonder if it's enough to get us to 1,000. The triple shot is way more important than the old. Yeah. Let's try the shovel. I wonder if that'll be a little bit faster for getting all this fluxite. There we go. Alright. Man, you know, all this spore soil, I'll be honest, normally it's a huge problem. Like spores are great when you have the flowers, the planter boxes, excuse me, ready for them, but at the start of the game, spores going through your factory can be a huge headache if you're not prepared for it. I've played this game a lot, so I know what to plan for. If you've never played before, you can check out, I have a beginner's guide video on my channel, go ahead and check that out. Or just follow along, but it can be really useful if you've played that you know what to prepare for in the future. Let's see. 952. Oh man, we got so close. Let's go back up to that floating island. Maybe there's some up there, because I really want to unlock triple shot. If I can do that, then I never have to use my shovel again. Okay, that's the top of the map. Let's see. Is there some under here? Doesn't look like it. Ah. Okay. A guy can dream, a guy can dream. Yeah, nothing. Okay, well, it was worth a shot, so I guess we wait on that and we just keep shoveling. Let's continue our little cheapo starter mine here, or starter factory. Let's use up all this initial water, and then we can start planning for our big factory. Start hauling up some serious sand. Because what I really, really, really want to do now is dig down deep enough to find some fluxite. I was so close, tantalizingly close to the upgrades I really want. Okay. Let's see. I might just do some manual movement here. There we go. Okay. None of this is helpful. There we go. And let's see. Can we just use up all the water doing this? Okay, looks like our slag box is getting a little full. And in a second here, we'll just go ahead and burn it all. Let's see if I can grab this sand before it gets... Nope. Ah, I didn't quite get it. That's okay, it'll just end up down here. Okay. There we go. Let's keep it moving. Nope. Let's see. Get rid of that. Let's go ahead. What's nice about launchers is you can build them like this and they will start working as you use them, as you open the area up, basically. So here, as I'm shooting, we get some soil getting wet. And we're pretty much going to use up all our water doing this. Okay. Alright, now is a good opportunity to show you what happens when you burn slag. This is going to be the next step for our factory. Pull out the flamethrower, go ahead and start this stuff on fire. You get a 4 to 1, so you start with 4 pixels of slag. You'll end up with about, on average, 1 pixel of burnt slag afterwards. And then after we have burnt slag, and we get $1,000, we can unlock here the kinetic slag press, and we can get more gold and expand the factory. But now's a good time to start planning our future factory. Alright, let's go up here, take a look at what we have going on. My strategy for this factory is going to be a main bus is probably the wrong word for it, but it's my version of a main bus. And the way it works is you have a primary conveyor belt line up here. Items will come and they'll fall down this way, get processed in some way, and then get pushed over and lifted up. And then when we lift them up, we need to figure out a way to lift the whole main bus up, drop it over, and these ones can shoot launchers up here. So I will show you what I mean when we get there. But first, what I actually want to do first thing is to sort out a bunch of stuff that we don't want going further down the line. So we're going to make sure we have the filter block set there, and we are going to set a bunch of filters that take out things that we don't want further down the line. Give ourselves a little bit of space. It appears we have tons of space here, so why don't we just go ahead right here. We're going to filter out dry sand. And then I will set up a place to wet the dry sand later down below. But for now, we're just going to make a bunch of boxes. I know it's not super pretty, but we won't regret it. And then we'll build a conveyor belt here, and we will set it up for our launchers to go back up, so you guys can see what I mean. They'll go up like this, up and out. And so if we do that, I need to do this. Yeah, nope. Well, I already borked it. There we go. That's okay. And it looks like I need to work this back a little bit. Go like this. And what I have found, go ahead and build a wall like that. And we can build some launchers like this. And so then this will be a little conveyor belt. And as material comes up, go over here, dry sand falls out, and the rest of the items on the belt are going to go up, land here, and then fall back down here. So now we can set up our next station right about in here to filter out some more things. And let's see. What are some other things that we don't want on our belt right now? Well, I know that I really get annoyed by snow, so we're going to go ahead and put some filters in for snow, like this, and I am just going to build a box for that right away, and maybe we can repurpose this later, but snow has no use for me at the moment. And let's see, we also want to filter out cinder if we ever get it. We need cinder, that's how you move lava in this game. We're going to build a box for it just so that if I do end up sending it on my main conveyors, it has a place to go and doesn't clog everything up. And let's see, we can go ahead and add some more filters. Let's do some dry spore and wet spore in the same box. And these are just to keep the factory clean, because what I'm going to do is once I get to the end of this line, then we can start taking out our wet wet sand, pardon me, and we can start our factory in earnest. So let's see, I have this launcher here because the dry sand is going to fall in here. We will put a wetting station in once we get pipes unlocked, and then we can send it back onto the line. So we'll take out snow, cinder, the spores, and trying to think if there's anything else I really want out of the system before it gets further down the line. I don't think so. Oh, I know what I will do though. Well, we have two major things that are true about every factory, no matter what. So, fact number one, you will absolutely end up with an absurd amount of gold after the fact, and I'm expecting at least 100,000 gold that we're gonna have to deal with at some point. And the other fact being amethyst petals, purple petals that we will absolutely have to deal with. Now, it can be really tough to figure out the logistics of moving these things around, but I think what I want to do is essentially have all the gold drop out of my factory down here into this space, and we can build a huge gold tank under our factory. And on top of the gold tank can be a return line for any stuff that just happens to drop through, send it this way. And then everything else we can send the other way. So I think what I'm actually going to do right now is go ahead and set up allow only gold. We're going to go down low like this, and it's going to go all the way back into our launcher line. And then we are going to go ahead and set up some form of gold down there. We'll probably get there eventually, but here we go. I think I'm happy with these. Everything else we can deal with as we process it. So why don't we go ahead and set up our quick is probably the wrong word, but start setting up our new, more permanent factory, and then we will move on to a next episode. So what I'm going to do is, this is a modified columnar shaker. Typically what you do with shakers is build them diagonally, but I saw on Discord somebody had set up a really interesting shaker, and I kind of like it because it doesn't take up so much horizontal space. And so what you do is you take alternating shakers like this and make a column of them. And then the only real issue when you get to the bottom is dealing with the slag and gold. But I'm going to build this and then build a few of them. We're just going to copy paste them right next to each other so that we can handle, hopefully, massive amounts of wet sand at some point, because there will be massive amounts of sand coming through this factory, and we're going to have to deal with it somehow. I don't want my shakers to be my choke point, and so we're just doing this, and then we're going to copy it. We can worry about making the whole factory pretty later on, which I promise I will do. You're going to have to trust me on that. Okay, a tower this tall will work pretty well for shaking. But you know what? Actually, I'm not ready to do that yet. I'm going to shift select all these. That's a good time for an autosave. And we're going to actually pull this further down. Okay, because I found I want a lot of space up here. We're going to go like this. Okay. Like that. And then we will leave what I'm going to do is right at this level, I'm going to put in a filter. Let's see, block wet sand right here. And so everything that falls down should be should be just gold and slag at this point, but if it's wet sand, it'll get blocked. It won't be able to go this way. It'll get trapped on this shaker, and it will eventually figure its life out. So then what else we're going to do here is set a allow only gold filter. We're going to go way down here so this doesn't get clogged up. And let's see. Allow only gold, and it's going to go this way, like that. So gold will fall through, and the slag will get pulled this way. And I'm going to go ahead and copy paste this. So shift and hold C while I select this. Click, drag, and we're going to build. Let's see. I don't think it would hurt to go with 4 of these. Okay. That's a nice shaker setup. And let's go ahead and finish this line like that. Okay. I'm happy with that. And now we need some filters on the top. And these will be allow only wet sand, like this. And alright. Beautiful. Okay, so now any wet sand that makes it up here will fall down here. Gold will fall through, slag will go up. I'm actually going to leave a little bit of space here in case we need more shakers. And then we can go ahead and build ourselves an area to catch slag until we can get lava. And we can use that lava to automatically burn our slag. But for now, we just need to build a big old pit for slag, like this. And there we go. We're pretty much caught up. We are going to do some filters, allow any slag that accidentally makes it through the system will go here, and we're going to do burnt slag here, so just some backup, and then down here we're going to do a conveyor, well, a filter. Filters act as conveyors, so we're going to do a conveyor there that allows only burnt slag. And I guess I don't want to do it right there. I'm going to go like this. We can build a conveyor belt underneath. That'll go this way. And then we can go like this. Yep, good enough. Launch up here. And we will have our kinetic slag press up there. Okay. Need a little conveyor belt right here. And we're going to build a wall on this side. Okay. Alright. Well, we have the very basics of a factory up here. Let's go down here. We'll build a little landing pad for ourselves. And we will start sending some stuff through. Let's go ahead and throw some wet sand here in this launcher tower. We can watch it go all the way to the top. We can see our first gold getting collected. Oh, well, now that reminds me. I need to build a gold collection area. Let's just go ahead and go like this. Beautiful. And like this. Alright. Now that should catch any gold that comes through our shakers. You can see our nice little, cute little pile of dirt. And I guarantee you this gold area might seem ginormous, like ridiculous right now, but it's gonna have to get bigger. Let's see. Um, my hope, my dream is that this factory can handle large amounts of material. Okay. It's a very small amount of sand. I should have sent more up. But now you can see see this baby in action. The sand will fall down, and once it makes a pixel or two of gold, well, actually, it should get one pixel of gold for each. Yeah, but so now you can see the slag is falling down. The gold is going right down through here. It's going to start piling up down there. And as the slag makes it down, oh, there's some gold falling through. Beautiful. Fell down there. There are golds getting collected. The slag is falling down, and eventually it'll end up over here. All right, well, thank you everybody for watching this episode. We're going to leave it right here. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. Please leave a comment. I love to read them, and I really hope you enjoy this. I'll be back, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.